Welcome back. Welcome back. And now we're going to pick berries. Simple as that. A left mouse button click. And the parasol eats it all up. And also that. But we're not after them today. Now, do it yourself. Yeah, it takes quite a bit longer, and you don't really get as much for your work. Might as well keep some of those handy, you never know. You can see I've got my bodyguards here. Always get it, waste not want none. So this is how the enlightened man trying to survive picks berries. Even better than this is when we can find an ankylosaurus, and they are very, very good actually berry pickers. Normally an ankylosaurus swipes his tail and smashes rocks like this to bits, and it makes it very easy to gather metal, flint, and stone, but also is really good at berries, even better than this. They get everything. They don't leave anything out. And oddly enough, for a big creature, well, a short, squat creature, I'll say, probably about the top down area of a trike like this, but about half the height. But they're excellent swimmers. And one of the odd things that you can get is if you level up the oxygen of an ankylosaurus, you actually increase their swimming speed, which makes them strategically extremely, extremely valuable and worth creating a breeding program for. Now, if you want to know more about these dinosaurs, it's just really good to bird watch. Really, just their, as well as their behaviour, you keep finding new species. There's definitely hundreds and hundreds of species in the arcs, and like I haven't seen them all myself, even after a year. So, I mean, apart from in YouTube videos and things like that. But if you get curious about them, what you want to do is you go to the ARC exactly what you get out of it. Yeah, back to berries. We are making a lot of drugs. Drugs, drugs, drugs. Drugs are a very, very important part of arc and life in the jungle. You will not get far without them, oddly enough. Now, there are quite a few different kinds of special ability enhancing consumables. But the two basic things that we're going to look at, and really the one main thing is called narcotic. You get these different colored berries. The yellow berries, you can use them to make dye as a pigment and dye or paint. You can you can feed them to your tames, obviously, and they're pretty good. They're not quite as useful as, okay, major berries are especially good at taming creatures. They really like it. Not quite as good as vegetables, but they really, really like it. Narco berries, there you go. It's fairly common. Blackberry makes you sleepy when you eat it. Bitter and can be used to make black dye as well. And that's the seed you get. You can plant the seed and grow them, which if we had done that already, or if I had done that already, then I wouldn't need to go around picking berries so much. And stimberry, you can eat these on their own and they do the thing, or you can use them and refine them and mix them up a little bit and make, well, obviously stimulants and yeah, knockout drugs. Tinterberry is another one. You can just feed it. Obviously, you can create dye. You can eat it straight away, that's fine, and you can also use it a bit later on to cook basically health potions, really. You don't really have health potion type things in this game, not as much. They exist, but they're not, yeah, they're not a basic feature of the game. Yeah. But anyway, we're not overweighted. Oh, good. Back to it. What I'll normally do periodically is throw out stuff I don't need for obvious reasons. A lot of people think, grind, grind, grind. Like they're playing World of Warcraft or something like that. But I don't think it really applies in this game. It sort of. I get it. But you do this for, 10 minutes, and you've got supplies enough for a good hour, or I don't know, half an hour, 20 minutes battle with a very big angry dinosaur. And as well as that, I don't know, just your personal security is a lot more of a concern. Like these guys, like even the big scary guys, look like they're quite docile, and I can run around and run into them even. And they don't care as long as I don't attack them, and then this girl will ruin me. Well and truly, all of us. Sometimes that can be stimulated by some annoying little dinosaur, and sometimes the little annoying dinosaurs can gather together in big groups. And very, very hard to get rid of. And they kill a lot of new players. Compies, Trudons. If you're in the dark and you see two shiny sets of eyes and then more sets of shiny eyes. Just if you can, run away. They will. They've got knockout poison. They will knock you out, and then they don't really do. Oh, okay. That was an accident, but you know, that's okay. I don't want to get the turtle. The turtles are actually quite tough, and we didn't bring the big guy along. Oh, come on. Animals get stuck in trees, it's a fact of life. They get stuck in tar pits. There is a volcano an active volcano on this map. Come on, do the thing. There we are. So yeah, it's around about here. There's the volcano. Actually, it's about here. It's about here, and it blows up periodically and destroys everything, and then everything grows back green and nice, and then it blows up again. It's really amazing. And there's a lot of yeah. Well, we won't go into the D route over there just yet. It's nearly as strange as a robot. I mean, obviously you can tell. I mean, not all the creatures are even dinosaurs. Some of them are little mammals you see everywhere, like the Doedicurus, more like Ice Age creatures. Like the dodo, as we all know, only went extinct more than 100 years ago, probably, I think. Now this is really why you want to up your tames, is because it makes this process much faster. I haven't shown you taming anything yet, but that'll come. It's a process, and again you've got to knock out a creature usually, not always, but you've usually got to knock out a creature and then feed it until it likes you, basically. And you have to protect it, because usually you're somewhere here, which means that even if you get a big dinosaur, a big tough guy like this guy, who's just busted over a couple of trees, a little fella like one of these dialos could come up and end the whole process, which can mean a lot of frustratingly wasted time, and you get used to that in the Ark. That is life. Anyway, you don't get to see most of this, but I've got enough narco berries now. I can show you what we do with them. Now, if you're moving forward, push the Shift key to run, and whether you're walking or running, you can also push the Alt key to look in camera mode, just temporarily, just to make sure everyone's following you properly. Did I leave one behind? I left one behind. It's a shark. This is a megalith. Yep. And believe me, sharks are not the scariest things out here. And he's easy. Yeah. So you can't come up into the shallows too much. Unlike the real deal. Or maybe you just got bored. I'm pretty sure I have seen them come at least a little way up the shore. Anyway, where's my dial? As you can see, I'm carrying Dusk on my shoulder. And one of the tribe mates has availed himself of the ecos mods that I've put into this server, and made a little gnome house thing, which has thermal stats, and I don't know how heavy it is. He must be able to pack it away into something and transport it even, or it could have a feature where it can't be picked up. Well, I don't know yet, but I mean, groovy stuff, cool. Oh, yep, they're following. They can just keep following. Now all I want out of you is these for today. I'll get that. Go up here. Now the mixture is, I think, about 1 rotten meat to 5 narco berries. And I don't really need any of this. It's not usually something that I do need or use that often. It does come in really useful, particularly if you've been poisoned, is actually the stimulants. And obviously if you run out of stamina, you can take it. Powders is spark powder and gunpowder. Spark powder is flint and stone. Gunpowder is spark powder and charcoal. Narcotics. Yep. Here's the finished product. Increases your health but puts you to sleep. Very useful. It's not actually the best thing to eat though, to increase your health, even if you don't mind going to sleep for a while, but it does the job. TTT, TTTTT. Now, consumables, drugs, and I haven't learned to do this step very long yet actually, so I'll just take that back and might as well use that. It's useful. Right click, craft all, 87, craft 1 is E, craft specific amount, or if you want to craft all, just hit that and hit the A button. And it will do it in lots of 100, so you might have to still hit A a couple of times. Now, some of these you want to turn into narcotic arrows. This is your personal, like, you can be anywhere to make them, so you don't need to be at the smithy. So you go into weapons, ammo, trank arrow. To make an arrow, it's just thatch, flint, and fiber in small amounts. You bulk make them. They're really, it's not an effort, really. All of those materials are I think which pile up, and there ends up being too much of them. So make arrows, make lots and lots of arrows. And once you've got the arrows and you've got lots of narcotics, do that. You will get a speed debuff, or a speed negative buff or something like that while you are producing things like this. You can set up tools later on which will, you can just set them up and it will do that work for you automatically. Obviously we have not reached that level of technology yet. Okay, the other way, and I started showing you, I think in the first video, the hydroponics and the poop, and the fertilizer was to come, and here's a fertilizer because we got the 3 poops. Got our 3 poops in a row with the thatch, and it takes quite a while So all these small crop plots can grow berries, and then at the next level I have a few medium crop plots, and they can grow berries too, but they can also grow vegetables like primitive carrots and potatoes and basic root vegetables. Yeah. And citronella, which is I suppose a citrus ancestor, and long grass. Long grass is the ancestor of corn and wheat, and things like that. And they are used to A, in taming, B, you can eat them, they're really nourishing obviously, and you can use them to make more complicated things that you never thought you'd really need because you're a hard survivalist. So yep, good on you. Deposit fertilizer, simple as that. It is irrigated because we've got water over there. Oh, and it is seeded. Didn't realize it was seeded. Oh. How's it doing that? How's it doing that? It must. Or did I just stick them in there? Oh, no. Because I planted another crop last time and I ran out of fertilizer, and that's what it was. Obviously landed up with some nice. Some spare seeds as well. 2, 0, 0, 0. Okay. 2, yep. Nice. Very good. Oh, very good. Oh, more drugs for us. We are now substantially further along the way to bagging us a Spinosaurus once we find one. This will grow up into a big bush, which maybe you'll see next time. But I think that's probably about enough for us. I'll just show you more of this. Yeah, we'll get there. 49. We probably want about 100, 150 tranquilizer arrows. I've just leveled up, so I'll show you leveling up. Okay. You get 1 point per level on this server and most servers. I will give him probably a bit more stamina. Then each level you get a specific amount of points, and it looks like I've done it so that every 10 levels you get a slightly higher, not quite double amount of engram points to spend. That's because there are more engrams in my arc than there are in the vanilla arc, and so it should be reflected. Brilliant. This is a whole new technology level for us, which I don't think I need quite yet actually. Polymer, okay. What do I want? Megalodon saddle. I could get a big fish. I'm not really interested in building glass right at the moment. All I do. If in doubt, honestly, guys, hold on to them. Don't even bother spending them. Just leave them there, and then you'll catch. All of a sudden, you'll catch a saber-toothed cat, and you can just immediately know that you've got the points to learn how to build the saddle for it. If you can. I find that often once you start trying to collect all of the, greenhouse collection, then that, you'll be behind on your points for a few levels. But yeah, it's quite a few very interesting things with very weird mechanics like this. If you make this stuff, you throw it out of your inventory, and it ensures that that stuff grows there, regardless of where you've thrown it. It will just grow. Large crop plot. I haven't put any large crop plots in our hydroponic center because it's not space efficient. Really, the only thing that they can exclusively make is like plant species X and Z and Y, and they are offensive things. So later on, definitely, but right now we don't really need them. Pistols, gilly, tree platform. You'll definitely be seeing some tree platform action later on. Anyway, gives you some idea. A ballista turret, yep, that's going to happen. You've got a bit of an idea of what's going on. These are what I'm going to build in order to trap the Spino. Again, once we find them, I'm pretty sure I know where to find some decent ones from past experience. Fur. I haven't got the fur. You really need that. You really need the fur if you're going to go into the snow, or you will die. So I think that is about it for this episode, and it probably should be enough to get everyone up to basic beginnery type situation. What else could you know? Anyway, I will be definitely making more, probably just more casual, or when I get a bit more sorted with making these videos, including some more interesting, more in-depth features, and probably script them a bit better too. Honestly, I'm just walking around playing the game, and you're tagging along. So until next time, die well, die often.